Hi, my name is Michael Cox. I'm the Education Practice Director at Vulcan Solutions. Welcome to our webinar on ClickDimensions. It's aimed at marketing and recruitment professionals in higher education. For those of you who don't know us, we're based in Galway and we're 26 years in business this year. We specialise in providing solutions on the MS Dynamics CRM platform. We implement online and on-premise. We've been a Gold CRM partner since 2005 and we have 10 customers in the higher education sector on the island of Ireland. Microsoft consider us their go-to partner for higher education. For the demonstration this morning, we're joined by Daniel Gadd from ClickDimensions. For those of you who don't know ClickDimensions, they're based in Atlanta, Georgia in the US, and Vulcan are recommending ClickDimensions for marketing automation on Dynamics CRM. ClickDimensions is the highest rated marketing solution on Microsoft's Dynamics Marketplace. In essence, the solution enables organizations to discover who's interested in their products, quantify their level of interest, and then take appropriate actions. Worldwide, there are over 135 education organizations that currently use ClickDimensions. 31 of these are based in Ireland and the UK. So now I'll pass you over to Dan and he'll cover some orientation, he'll do a demo of the product and he'll provide an overview of the pricing.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. I'm hoping everybody can see my screen now. I believe. So thanks again, Mike, for having us do this group webinar. And good morning to everybody. It's a little bit earlier for me. It's almost 7 o'clock, or I guess about 6:45 in the morning for me. So, like Mike said, ClickDimensions, we are a marketing automation for Microsoft CRM, and we've been a partner with Vulcan for quite a while. Great partnership with them, and that's why we're happy and like to do webinars with them. So, ClickDimensions, we are a marketing automation for Microsoft CRM, and what's unique about us is that we don't work as a standalone. We don't work with any other CRM solution. We were built for Microsoft CRM. And just to give you a little history background, our CEO, John Gravely, built ClickDimensions based upon they felt the need for a third-party marketing solution for CRM to fill in those gaps. He had been using Dynamics CRM in his old company, had sold his own company, and came up with this idea and started developing it about 5 years ago to make a solution only for Dynamics. So currently, this is our feature set. We have our email marketing, our nurture marketing, forms and surveys, web tracking, SMS messaging, etc. That being said, every quarter we are coming out with a new update. We're doing, or just recently, our Q2 update. One of the features which I am going to show you, and I feel like might be definitely a useful tool, especially with incoming students, is we created a upload system to upload Excel spreadsheets straight into marketing lists, email marketing lists that you can create the contacts from. That's a little easier than what the current CRM upload tool from Excel is. So I will be showing you that. Try to do an in-live demo there for send out an email to all of you. What's different about ClickDimensions is that with traditional marketing tools, you may or may not have your email marketing tool connected to your CRM, and then you have all those other tools as well. So you got the web tracking, the forms and surveys, landing pages, etc. If your email marketing is questioned if it's going to be connected to the CRM, those other tools probably are not connected to your CRM. And if they're not connected to your CRM, they're probably not communicating with each other. And truly, honest and truly, the only way to get that 360 review of how effectively you're reaching your contacts, those students that you're trying to bring to your colleges and universities, is to have all of those tools under one umbrella, all sitting inside your CRM where all that data can be stored, opens, clicks, bounces, etc. With ClickDimensions, just using email as an example, if you're creating your email template, you'd be creating with ClickDimensions inside your CRM, and then once you're happy with it and you go to send it out, we're going to do the heavy lifting for you. It's not going to go through your Exchange server. Rather, it's going to go through our partner Azure. So with our partner Azure, they're going to send out the email. They actually have a 97% deliverability rate for us. And in real time, it's going to pull back that data. So opens, clicks, bounces, unsubscribes, etc. back into Azure and then back into your CRM. What's nice is ClickDimensions, each individual production environment of ClickDimensions, so we send you a zip file, is hosted on your individual CRM. So all of the information that's being communicated from Azure back into ClickDimensions is going to be stored on your CRM. It's not going to be stored anywhere in the cloud. Again, so it's all secure. It's all going to be in your CRM. So what I would like to do is I'm going to take you from just the PowerPoint. I don't like to spend too much time on a PowerPoint just because the tool is a lot more powerful as I go through it. I'm going to take you through most of the product feature, and then I'll end up turning it back over to Mike. And as he had said, if you have any questions during the webinar, please throw them in the chat box. Either Mike can kind of shout them out as we go, or at the end I'll be on for a little bit to answer any questions you might have after the end of the presentation. So without further ado, I guess I'm going to hop into our ClickDimensions environment. And what I'm going to do is first I'm going to pull in that marketing list I was talking about. So if we take a look here, you can see you have the ClickDimensions in the UI. So we've gone into ClickDimensions. We're in the marketing tool. So this Excel spreadsheet into your CRM, and to be able to use it with the ClickDimensions tools, you have this ClickDimensions import. So this is a new tool that we just released in Q2. So I'm very excited about it. We click on that ClickDimensions import tool there, and then after it loads, we're going to download that the Excel template spreadsheet. And I do apologize for any lagging that I do have. So what we do is we download that Excel spreadsheet, which I have my Excel spreadsheet template there. I'll hit that upload button and go to my desktop, and I'm going to find it. And so we're going to go in. We've got the Vulkan import here. We're going to click next. And it really is, if we've made it so that's a lot easier, user-friendly to do and import those contacts than the current CRM upload solution. So if you look, you fill in my case, I'm going to just fill in my blank fields here, and it's going to be all contacts. If I want to have a backup owner here, just in case something goes wrong and I didn't put my owner field in properly, you want to have the proper owners for these contacts that are going in. So I'm going to do that. Hit OK. Hit next. And then I'm going to have it add to a marketing list. So I'm going to want to send you an email once I've brought in that list. So in your case, if you're bringing in that student list of all the choices of the schools and universities they're looking to do, and you want to send them out an email, say, hey, how you doing? Whatever it might be, any sort of marketing email to them. We're going to create a marketing list to them. Just send out that email. It saves a step. As well as when you're doing the import, we're going to want to put in a email address to get a notification when the import's completely done. So I'm going to do that and hit finish. And it's easy as that. The import's going to start going, and then as soon as it is ready, I'm going to get an email notification in my Outlook that says, hey, all of your entire marketing list has been uploaded, and you're good to go. So I've pre-uploaded it just to save a little bit of time here for you, but it is just as easy as that, and we're going to have that marketing list. Just to backtrack a little bit here so we can get a little more familiar with ClickDimensions and how it sits inside the CRM. We are native in the CRM. We are certified on 4.0. 2011, 2013, and 2015, online and on-premise. So we are working with any CRM that you might currently have or any CRM you choose to install with Vulkan. So if we take a look here, this is 2015 online, and the only difference between each version of CRM is going to be that UI. All the ClickDimensions functionality is going to be the same. So if we take a look here, you got that Microsoft CRM drop-down tab here, and ClickDimensions ribbon. It's going to be right in there. And then you go in the ClickDimensions ribbon here, and it's very easy to navigate. So you have your email marketing area, your nurture programs, your subscription management, web tracking, forms and surveys, and then at the end here you have your bulk SMS, which is great for students that are currently on campus, as well as event management, again for any prospective students coming in for student visit day or current students that you might be running an event on campus. So if we go back, what I'm going to do here is show you that marketing list that we have imported. I did get the notification email. And so what we're going to do is if we go into my marketing here, so what's nice about ClickDimensions being native in the CRM is you are able to work seamlessly ClickDimensions functionality, CRM functionality. So we are technically in CRM, the CRM functionality right now with the marketing. However, you're able to transition that easily over to a ClickDimensions tool to send out an email, whatever it might be. So we can see here, this is my Vulkan marketing list that we've been uploaded. And I'll just pull it in. And so it's uploaded directly into that list here for me. So I've got it generated as a contact as I chose. And then here's all my people I've added to it, everybody that's been on the webinar. So if we go back, what I'm going to start with is our email templates. So if we go back to ClickDimensions, I've created a example email template here for you just for the demo. So with ClickDimensions, you have 4 different kinds of email template builders. The most popular and the one I use every day is that drag and drop editor. So with the drag and drop editor, it doesn't take any real technical skill. It's dragging that text and image in where you'd like to and building out your email that way. The other tool that I recommend only if you want to transition any email templates is the freestyle editor or the custom HTML builder. With that, you can copy and paste that HTML from an email template you might want to save if you're using another email solution. Copy it right into that freestyle or custom HTML editor, and you can generate that email template. The only reason I recommend that freestyle editor is that if you're not comfortable with HTML, you can edit it using text and image and then toggle back into the HTML to finish it or whatever it might be. So as I had said, I created a example email template here, Vulkan example, and then this will be the subject line. This is the subject line you will receive when I do send this email to you. So if we open up that editor here, you can see it's going to be very easy to use. I've created a pretty basic email template here, but just to kind of show you how easy it is to drag in text and image, you have a variety of layouts here that you can choose from, as well as build it out further from those templates. And then if I say I want to add an image, go to Content and drag an image in where I'd like to. So if I select image here, we go in and you can save any image that you'd like to from your desktop, or you can browse one freshly from your desktop and upload it in as a one-off. So just as an example here, I'm going to put in this image here, and as you can see, there is a responsive design to it. So it's going to fill in that area the way you'd like to, the area that it fits, to be proportional and clear. If I drag it into a smaller area, it's going to adjust. So it definitely saves you time when it comes to adding images to your emails, so that you don't have to manually adjust those. We've taken the time and added an auto adjust to that. That being said, if you want to hide a hyperlink, you can do that as well as edit it. If we want to resize it, we can do that. Whatever it might be, and as I said, it's going to stay proportional and clear. So if I pull up that resize and I take the height to 50, it's going to automatically change that width for you to change the size of it in the area of the email template. So you can edit it any way you want. Just kind of navigating through. You can add video. Oh, I apologize. I clicked on the wrong thing. If you can add video, in this case, I added a still frame with a link to our demo video. You can also add moving images or GIFs if you'd like, as well as we have our subscription preference option here. So this is a great tool, especially reaching out to prospective students, current students, whatever it might be, or even staff in-house as well. If you're sending out a monthly newsletter to current colleagues, staff in-house, you can have that, whatever it might be. If you're sending out different class offerings internally, or out to prospective students, different majors you might offer, you can have the subscription preference so that people can click onto things they want to subscribe to as well as they want to unsubscribe to, so that rather than just having that completely global unsubscribe, you have that option to still send them emails to things that they want to see. So it really fine-tunes those emails you're sending out. Beyond that, you also have that social sharing app here. So if somebody were to socially share your email that you sent out, say you're planning an event for current students, and they share it on Facebook, you're going to get a notification that says, hey, this individual student shared it on Facebook, and this was the email they shared. So it really breaks it down to the most micro level of tracking that email that went out and how they're interacting with it. Beyond that, I'm actually going to show you a example of dynamic content. I'm going to show you how easy it is to add dynamic content to an email, and then I'm going to show you a better example, especially for those international students. That's called an if statement. It'll allow you to add different options to the text as well. But just to show you how easy it is to add just a first name, we're going to hit that little person icon there, and that's going to be your dynamic content. And it's really going to reinforce the fact that we're inside the CRM. So you're going to be able to pull any field that you have from the owner, lead, contact, or account entity. And if you added custom fields, that's not a problem. ClickDimensions, the way we set up, and the way Vulkan can definitely help you set it up, is that we're able to communicate with your CRM so that any field that you have that's custom, we're able to pull it in to the email templates or web forms or surveys, whatever it might be. So in this case, I'm just going to add the first name, hit add, and right there you're going to have that code. So what it's going to do is going to correlate with the email address it's being sent to. So if I send this email to me, it's going to recognize the Daniel.gat at ClickDimensions, and it's going to put my first name there, Daniel, in the email. So it makes it personalized and saves you time with having to manually personalize those. So once you're happy with it, and again, I'm going to show you a better dynamic content example, especially for those international students where it's going into different languages. Once you're happy with your email, you can preview it. So you can see it in a mobile device, which is nice because obviously every student's got their iPhone or their Samsung Galaxy, whatever it might be, attached to their hip. So they're going to be checking those emails on their phone, as well as you can do an inbox preview. So I actually have the inbox preview pulled up here for you already. And what's nice about the inbox preview is that you're going to be able to see every platform that the email is going to. So if you're going to that MacBook or that iPhone 5, you're going to be able to see what it looks like in real time before you send it out. So what's nice about that is, you can see exactly what it's going to look like prior to sending out that email. Make sure that it's looking pretty on every single platform before it goes out. So like I said, I'm going to send you this email just so you can see how that marketing list worked from transition from an Excel spreadsheet all the way into ClickDimensions in, we're going to say, less than 10 minutes. And that's because I've been talking too much. But prior to that, I'm going to show you that dynamic content example because I find it to be a very powerful tool. And it's definitely going to help with any international student that's coming in. Say you're pulling in students from Spain or Germany, whatever it might be. So what's nice about our dynamic content is you can put an if statement in there. So in this case, this example is going to show you Spanish speakers. So if you're sending a marketing list all to Spanish-speaking students, maybe a graduate student, whatever it might be, and you've got female Spanish speakers and male Spanish speakers on there, you can direct that email to say if it's a male Spanish speaker, the content, the language verbiage in the email will all be placed into as you're speaking to a male Spanish speaker. If it's a female Spanish speaker, you can do the same thing. So it's going to direct it all to her. Now you can put males and females all in one list. However, it's going to change that language for you based upon their gender. And so that's going to be that gender code here, that if statement here, recipient new language, Spanish, recipient content, gender code, male, female, whatever it might be. So it does add that flexibility and really enriches that dynamic content feature of ClickDimensions being inside your CRM. So like I said, I am going to send you that email so that you're going to be able to receive it during this presentation. And so we're going to say hopefully receive it during this presentation. So if I go to my email sends here, I've created a draft with our email template that we had up. So if we take a look here, what you can do is you pull that email template in. If you want to associate it to a campaign, so say you want to do the CAO, new student campaign, whatever it might be, that you're going to reach out to this marketing list that you just brought in from that Excel spreadsheet, you can do that, as well as you can run a test email. So in this case, I'm going to run this test email to me. I'm going to see what it looks like in my Exchange server, make sure that it's all right, and then I'm going to send it out to you, and as well as who created the email. So what's nice about this is it's similar to PCI College at IE. So I'm going to change that real quick for Sinead before. I also hope I pronounced your name right. I'm going to change that real quick to make sure that you have that before I send it out. So if I go back into here, let me edit that real quick.
Well done, Sinead. You got in there. That's probably my mistake.
PCIcollege.ie. I think. Do I have it? Should be.
We have it.
Oh, we got it? Okay. Perfect. Okay. I just want to make sure I had it correct. So you should be getting that email. I apologize. All right. So if we go back into ClickDimensions, go back to our email template. What's nice about the email templates is if somebody's creating but you don't want okay. Sorry about that, Sinead. I do apologize. And so that's actually going to kind of reinforce that there. So because I had uploaded the email template there, the Excel spreadsheet template there, and I'd put it only fill in the new information because Sinead was already in my CRM, it took the proper email there. So if you put overwrite in there, it's going to overwrite any details that you have filled into that Excel spreadsheet. However, like I said, I chose that option to only fill in new information. So just a little food for thought there. Beyond that, like I said, so we have similar permissions to CRM. So if you wanted to only have certain people be able to edit an email, you can do that. If you wanted to have only certain people send that email, you can do that as well. So certain permissions, if you want them to not be able to touch the email, you can do that. Certain permissions can be added or taken away from people, depending on what you'd like. And so if we're taking a look at here, you can see that what's nice is if you're sending out from guidance counselors, whatever it might be, emails, blast out to say 2,000 students, and you want them to come from each one of their individual guidance counselors, you can do that by making this record owner yes. So whoever owns that record, it'll come from them automatically, even if one person is sending that email. However, if you want it to come from one specific person, in this case, I'm going to have it all come from me. We're going to do that. We're going to send it out from one specific person, the from name, the email address, the user, and then send it immediately. And then I'm going to add my marketing list. So I'm going to add that marketing list that I created for Vulcan. So if I go in, Vulcan here. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to add one. I apologize, I put it in the wrong place there. So Vulcan demonstration. So this is that marketing list that I had uploaded. I added that there. And so what we're going to do, as you can see, this is the email template we were taking a look at. I'm going to hit the test button here. So I'm going to be able to test that email before I send it out. So what it's going to do is it's going to show me my spam score. So it's going to tell me how likely it's going to either go into the spam filter or not. With a score like 1.1, it's not going to go into spam. And it can also tell me if I want to get that all the way down to 0, it can tell me what I need to change on my email before I send it out to lower that spam score even further. So I'm happy with my test. It came into my email, and now I'm going to just send it. So it's going to go to all of you on my marketing list. So I'm going to send that out. It's going to take 1 second to load there. Approve email. I certify that all my recipients receive emails. Approve. And that's gone out. So assuming that everything went proper there, you all should be receiving that email in a few moments. If you don't, I'm going to be embarrassed, but I believe you will. So anyways, so I've sent that email out, and now I want to show you some statistics. And what I'm going to do is show you in a newsletter that we've sent out, only because I know there's quite a few statistics in there. So I'm going to pull up our main newsletter here, and as you can see, we've associated a monthly campaign. You have all those different rules here. All of our newsletters are going to come from our CEO, John Gravely. If you haven't signed up for the ClickDimensions newsletter and it's something that is of interest, I do recommend it. We have some nice piece of information on our newsletters that come out once a month, as well as we have multiple marketing lists on here. So what's nice about ClickDimensions is you can add multiple marketing lists. If you have prospective students and current students who want to send them one generic email, but you have 2 different marketing lists, you can add both those to that email campaign. With our competitors, a lot of them you have to duplicate that email to add marketing lists one off each time. So we're going to save you time and give you that flexibility to add multiple marketing lists. If we go down here, you can see this newsletter. So this is our drag and drop editor. Our marketing head had created this newsletter, and you can see that it can be built out more than what I had sent you. And then in real time, you're going to get those statistics back. So this is going to be nice to see on a broad scale how effective that email outreach was to maybe those prospective students from CAO was. So you can see that we've sent out roughly 17,000, and in real time these statistics are going to change. So this is going to show me the amount that have interacted, the amounts bounced, unsubscribed, etc. And should give you that broad scale view, as well as show you that total click rate, so how many people interacted, and that open rate, and then the hard and soft bounces. If you have those invalid email addresses, it's going to tell you that you got a hard bounce there, and it's never going to try to send to that email address again unless you edit that email address. So really breaks down those statistics, as well as if somebody had shared this newsletter, it's going to show up in this area here. So in real time, all these results are going to come back on a broad scale, as well as we're going to be able to hammer into them on the most micro level. So if we go up here, what we can do is we can send an A/B split test. So if you want to test the email before it goes out, you can do that to a minority of the total marketing list, so that we can have the most effective email go to the majority here. So if we can either change the subject line or the template, hit next, and then you can scale it. So if I want to go down to say 10% gets version A, 10% gets version B of these newsletters, we can do that, as well as choose the winning rate. What's going to choose a winning strategy, click rate or open rate, the amount of time you want to test it, and yes or no if you want to send it automatically. So you're allowed to test it with that A/B split testing before you send it out to the majority of those contacts. Beyond that, once you've gotten those stats back, what is nice is we can run a click report here. So you can see these interactions, from a broad scale, see where people are clicking on the email, text or image, whatever these links might be, as well as we can really hammer in and run a click report. And so this is really going to help with seeing, maybe those prospective students, what they're interested in. So if you have multiple lists, multiple links of different, majors or courses that they might be interested in taking in links, you can see that. So we have all of our links that are in that email. And if I click on one of the links, in this case our IDEA conference that runs in September, you can see each individual person that clicked on that link. So you can say, okay, if somebody's interested in a business major and they're clicking on that link, we might want to target them for a business major, whatever it might be, and break it down that way. And so from that we can go in and say, hey, let's go in and take a look at their individual contact profile, see what they're interacting with. So I clicked on Lucy here, and so what she will do, what we can see is we can see her score. So we can see how interested she is. So if you want to, I know if you're looking for prospective students and you see that they have that high score, they might be a lot more interested in your university or college than they might be in their other choices, and you might want to pursue them a little harder, as well as if they're, maybe sign up for your newsletter, special events, whatever it might be. You can also see the forms they've downloaded. Maybe if they want more information on a certain class or major, you can see that and adjust accordingly, as well as you can see how they interact with their emails. So in this case, you can see Lucy had clicked on the May newsletter, had opens, and so if we hammer into that email there that she had received, we can go and see, okay, it was delivered here, it was clicks, opens, bounces, etc., unsubscribes, as well as the individual dates that they've clicked on that email. So if I go in, click on that one individual email that we can see that was a click, and we can hop into that URL. It'll take me right to the page that she clicked on. So it'll really hammer in and see, okay, this is what they're looking at before maybe I give them a call or whatever it might be, see their interest levels. So that really isn't, in a nutshell, how deep you can get into the most micro level of that email tool. That being said, I would like to transition, and actually I'm going to pull up Mike's profile here just because I want to show you a little bit of our social features. So we do have a lot of inbound social features. So besides the sharing of that email template, that email that's been sent out, and you can see if they've been shared, we can go in and we can see the inbound social traffic as well of each individual profile. So we pulled up Mike's profile here. We can see that his total lead score, again, with the forms, surveys, email marketing, and web tracking. We can see that Mike was on our pricing sheet here back on the 8th. And so if we go in, what we can do is we can go to Mike's profile here. So what is nice about his profile here is that if Mike had his work email address that we have associated with him on his profile, I'm actually going to pull up my profile here for a better example, but his work email is not associated with any of his social media sites. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up mine. I do apologize. And so what we're going to do is take a look here. If we open up that profile here, well, if I open up that profile, I should do it before I say we do it. If we open up the profile, what it's going to do is when you install ClickDimensions or have new information come into the ClickDimensions builder that goes into your CRM, it's going to scour the internet for that email address. So I do apologize for this for taking a second to load, but it's going to scour the internet or the social media sites for that email address. And what it's going to do is if that email address correlates with any social media site, so that Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever it might be, and there's no privacy block on those social media sites, it's going to pull that information in. So it's going to pull their LinkedIn page, it's going to pull that Facebook page. And I do, like I said, I do apologize for the loading. That's my internet. I do apologize. But it's going to pull that information and it's going to pull their picture as well as that tab in. So I'm actually going to try to refresh this here for a second. And if it doesn't refresh, I'm going to leave this page up so it can load so I can show it to you at some point. Oh, it's gone.
On that point, Daniel, so again, I use a Gmail account for my social media as opposed to my work account. So if you could have if you had my second email address in, then that would be pulled for the contact. Is that right?
That's correct. So if they send an email direct in, it pulls that information. So their personal account, it's going to pull it in from their Facebook or whatever it might be. Yeah.
So my challenge is to make sure you don't get my Gmail account because they will have my picture and everything.
That's possible. I mean, I'm willing to show up my LinkedIn, and it's going to show my ugly mug, which might be interesting. But I'm going to let this load. I'm actually going to pull up another dashboard here for you to kind of navigate through, and I'm going to pull that up at the end to have it loaded for you to take a look at it. Another feature that we do have is our nurture programs, and these nurture programs are great for prospective students, international students, even current students to get different information out to them without having to remember to send them these emails. So I call this my set and forget tool. I think it's a great tool. And if we go to the nurture programs here, I have a test set up. And what you can do is if, say, you want to put an 8-week program, maybe you have your student event, your prospective student event coming up in, say, 6 weeks or whatever it might be, and you want to get an idea of what these prospective students that are interested in your university or school or college might be interested in for a program. You can say send them these emails with different varieties of programs built into it. So we're going to send an email, say we want to put a certain template on there, maybe a business program for the first email, whatever it might be. We can do that. Then we can put a weight on there. So say we'll put a 5-day weight on there. We can do that. After that weight, we can say, did the prospect click on a link in the email? So did the prospect click on a business link in the email? If yes, we can say notify a user, or even better, we can say we can add them to the business list, right? So we can add them to the students that might be interested in that prospective business program. If not, we're going to send them another email, maybe with College of Sciences, whatever it might be, in that email. And again, build it out that way so you can get an idea of what that person's looking at before they come to the event, and then maybe you can add them to that list and add them to the business program event or whatever it might be. So it allows you to see exactly what they're doing. It's going to send a notification to the owner of that account, say, hey, this person clicked on a link in the business program, and be able to divvy it out that way. So you can target them to what they're interested in, basically. So that I think that's a great tool, and that's why I call it my set and forget tool. I can put that 6-week nurture out there, not even worry about it once I start it with a marketing list, as well as you can send it to individual accounts, individual students, and when it's finished, it will send those emails automatically, and that sort of thing. So from that, you do definitely want to see there we go. I just want to check my profile. So kind of to backtrack here, that social profile, as you can see, my work email is associated with my LinkedIn. So what it did, I don't have a privacy block on my LinkedIn. Anybody can take a look at me if they want to. You can see we can see pretty face, ugly face, depending on your preference. You can pull my LinkedIn profile picture there, as well as we can go straight to my LinkedIn tab. So if you've got prospective students, you want to see their Facebook, and they don't have a privacy block on there and that email associated with it, it's going to pull that information in. It's going to be in their social profile. You're going to be able to just one-click check it out. As well as you can see all the emails I've received from ClickDimensions over the year I've been here, as well as the different forms I've downloaded in the past. So you can really break down that profile all in one section there if you're giving them maybe a recruiting call, whatever it might be. But what is nice is that if we go back into my profile here, with that lead scoring, the way it works is you can set your own scores. So say 10 points for clicking on an email, 3 points for every web page they visit. It can build up that score depending on how much they're interacting with your individual website. And so what's nice is with our web tracking, and just kind of touch base on that web tracking really quickly for you, briefly for you. The way our web tracking works is you take the script that we've generated in ClickDimensions settings, put it in your footer, and I know Vulcan's done this a couple times, more than a couple times for us, so it's very easy to have them help you set this up. Put it in the footer of your website, and it's going to track any visitor that comes to the website, anonymous or identified. So with that CAO list that you get, once you've put that into your CRM and created those contacts, if those students come to the website and they match the email address with the IP address, it's going to cookie their IP address, and you're going to see all their interactions coming through. If it's a new person coming to the website, they download a form, give up information, first name, last name, email. It's going to create them a lead. You can qualify it into a contact. If they don't give up any information, it's still going to record their history until they do give up that information. Then it will update that account as well. So you can see these are anonymous visitors. However, if we take a look here, Paige Hudson had visited the website. She's a contact in the CRM. So it just updates her profile. This is actually one of my colleagues here. You can see her lead score, as well as if I want to see, okay, why was she on the page? We can see, okay, she went to our image manager. So this was one of our our blog site, our help site pages. So we can see exactly what she was looking at. So you can really hammer in there and see at the most micro level. I know majority of people do use Google Analytics. It is a great tool. I encourage you to use that tool. It complements us well. However, it is a broad scale tool. It's not going to hammer into those individual web page visits. It's going to be that overall trend. That being said, if you wanted to create an advanced find in your CRM using ClickDimensions information, we do record the referring host to the last place they had visited. If we want to say see everybody that came in from our Google ad today, we can see that. So you can do that for LinkedIn, Facebook, if you're running a Facebook ad, whatever it might be. From that, we do want to get that information from them. So, okay, I'm going to try to, I guess, I want to keep time true, so we're going to try to go through this very quickly for you. And if there's any information that you want at the end, by all means, I'll go back into it. You want to create a form, survey, landing page, whatever it might be. It is very easy to do. And you can embed those on your website, an email address, whatever it might be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a survey here for you. It's the survey builder and the form builder are both very easy to build. It's a drag and drop editor. And so what I'll do is I'm actually going to pull up one of our Academy surveys. I apologize. And so the only difference between the form and survey builder is that, the survey is obviously going to pose a question. You're going to have a variety of options for those questions. Drop down, open response, rating, multiple choice, whatever it might be. And this would be a great tool for prospective students. So if we take a look here, we've got our Academy. So you have full training on ClickDimensions beyond what Vulcan does for you, included with the ClickDimensions package. So we do provide support with that nature, as well as, so this is to backtrack, this is our training tool. And once we've done the trainings, we send out our survey. So this is our survey that's been sent out by one of our marketing success managers, Molly. And you can see it's not on a landing page at the moment, so it's white background, but she did a star rating as well as an open response. And you can see it in a mobile device as well. And then we can embed it once we're happy. So if you click that embed button, you can get it for a URL, link, iframe, widget, etc. And it's a very easy tool to use. If you do have any questions on it, Vulcan will be able to help you with that, as well as our support team can help. If you have a quick question, you can put in a support ticket with us. Beyond that, and I do want to touch on SMS because I think it is a great tool for students. Not so long ago, actually it's almost been a year since I graduated from my university up in Massachusetts. My Brandeis, where I came from, would always send text message notifications to us for either emergencies, events, whatever it might be. Very easy to use with ClickDimensions, and the way we do it is we have a plugin with Twilio. That's TWILLIO. If you have a subscription with them, it plugs in with ClickDimensions, and it's going to work exactly the same as your email marketing tool. 106 characters less, you can send it to a marketing list and it's going to pull their mobile number out. And so you can see I've created one here, and we just have our message content. I wanted to let you know that we're holding a concert tomorrow, whatever it might be. Send that out to those current students or even prospective students, maybe as a reminder to their event. The same is going to work with event management. We have a plugin with GoToMeeting, which is what we're currently on, as well as WebEx and Eventbrite. If you have a subscription with any of those, you can create an event. It'll show you your registered attendees, and then afterwards it's going to show you who attended. So if we go in real quick here, we're just going to open this one up, and you can see the description that's with it, as well as who's registered for it. And then if we go into the individual event, you can see the individual attendees that are coming to it. As well as once it's over, you're going to be able to see who attended, who didn't attend. So I know I really wrapped that up very quickly. What I'll like to do is pass it over to Mike, or I can touch base. Actually, you know what? I'm going to touch base very quickly just on our pricing so you have an idea. Our pricing is available on our website, clickdimensions.com /pricing. However, just to give you an idea, most people start with either the standard or the professional package. What's nice about ClickDimensions is you can either do it annually or quarterly. And you can see these are based in US dollars. And what's nice, any feature standard or above, you have all the features that we just went over. Again, the great thing to think about when you go with the packages is it's unlimited users. It's all based off of email sends, and you just have to remember to think that the amount of email sends that you do have might bulk up with those features that I've shown you with the nurture programs, the SMS, text messaging. It makes it a lot easier to send those emails, those marketing emails out. So I wanted to kind of finish that up to let Mike finish up the demonstration. I'm going to pass it back over to him. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. If you do have any questions, I will be on after the presentation. You can ask me individually, or you can send them over to Mike or anybody at Vulcan who can send them over, and I'll be sure to respond to them. So I'm actually going to share my screen back over to Mike, and he's going to finish it up here. So here we go.
Thanks, Dan. Okay, everyone, I need to give you some overview information on products and pricing. So there are two components. You'll need to have Microsoft Dynamics CRM implemented before you can implement ClickDimensions. For those of you who have not implemented CRM, we can discuss the pricing models with you and we can get you implemented. For ClickDimensions, there are a range of subscription options which Dan covered in his presentation, and this information is also available on the website. In terms of implementation, support and maintenance, once Microsoft Dynamics CRM is implemented, ClickDimensions implementation is relatively straightforward. So we can assist in terms of guidance and orientation with the installation and the product setup, and support for the product itself comes as part of your subscription from ClickDimensions. So ongoing maintenance of the ClickDimensions solution within your CRM environment is generally covered under the Vulcan Solutions Service management arrangements. So in terms of next steps, hopefully this webinar gives you a sense of what ClickDimensions on top of Dynamics CRM can add to your recruitment activities. For information on implementing or further information on the product, email me at mcox@vulcan.ie, and we'll be scheduling further webinars. So to get included on the invitation list, please email Sarah at smcnamara@vulcan.ie. Thanks for taking the time.